we can't hear him at all. So hopefully he'll be able to straighten it out during the day. He's muted, so we can't hear the lion roaring. Okay.
Right. I thought the solo
Yeah.
was twice that sequence.
Anna, how are you feeling? How's your new hip?
Hi. Okay, I've written 2 new songs, which I will do today. This first one is inspired by Kamala Harris, and it's called It Matters.
Hey, there they are. Anna and Ray.
It matters what you do with your life. It matters that you help reduce strife. It matters that you learn right from wrong. It matters that you grow up kind and strong. It matters that you develop useful skills. It matters that you don't cause ill will. It matters that you go through life with joy. It matters that you become gainfully employed. It matters that you give more than you take. It matters that you own your mistakes. It matters that you show your love. It matters that you rise above. It matters what you do with your life. In this journey we call life, embrace each moment with grace. Let your heart be your guide, and let love be your pride. It matters what you do with your life. It matters what you do with your life.
Good song.
It's a great song. Did you write that?
Yep.
It's a
Just
great
last
song.
week.
Thank you. Very good.
I couldn't sleep because this thing started playing in my head, and so I got up and wrote it.
Okay.
And they
A lot
made
of
sure
times I
you
get-
learn it.
Yes.
A lot of times I get a song comes into my head, but I can't write it because it's usually on the Sabbath when I'm not allowed to write. So by the time Sabbath is over, I forget it. Okay, Harvey.
And these days I'm going to write a song. I think I'm going to call it I Can't Write a Song. All right, so since I don't write songs, I'm going to do one by Jackson Browne. These days. Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. song. It's just that I've been losing so long. Well, I'm unmoving. Things are bound to be improving these days. One of these days. These days I sit on cornerstones and count the time in quarter tones to say, my friend, don't forget me with my failures. I had not forgotten yet.
Thank you, Harvey. Thank you, Pat. Okay, and now we go to Murray. By the way, Debbie and Ron, is Caroline coming today or not? I can't. You muted. I can't hear what you're saying.
I didn't hear from her today, so I don't know. She told me she got the link.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
I don't know. So I don't know. Hopefully she'll be here. I
Yeah,
don't
okay.
Find out.
I'll look out for her.
Okay.
Okay, Murray.
Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to see if I can remember the melody. This is a song that I've never sung before, and it's a song that I quite like. It's actually one of Bob, maybe the most, the lengthiest song that he ever wrote, Bob Dylan. I'm not sure about that, but it has 16 stanzas. So the thing is, I won't sing them all at once at one turn. I'll sing half of it now, and the other half I'll continue on my second tour. So now some of you probably guessed already that this song is Lily, Rosemary, and the Jack of Hearts. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but it's a rather long ballad. And I like the version that is sung by Joan Baez, which is not unusual for me. And the trouble is, I never was that familiar with the melody, so I played it over a million times yesterday and this morning, and I hope I have it. If not, I'll be just making it up as I go along, maybe. All right. The festival was over and the boys were all planning for a fall. The cabaret was quiet except for the drilling in the wall. The curfew had been lifted and the gambling wheel shut down. Anyone with any sense had already left town. He was standing in the doorway looking like the Jack of Hearts. No, I got the melody wrong, but all right, I'll go on. He moved through the mirrored room, set it up for everyone, he said. Then everyone commenced to do what they were doing before he turned their heads. Then he walked up to a stranger and he asked him with a grin, "Could you kindly tell me, mister, what time the show begins?" And he moved into the corner, face down like the Jack of Hearts. Backstage, the girls were playing 5 card stud by the stairs. Lily had 2 queens, she was hoping for a third to match her pair. Outside, the streets were filling up, the windows open wide. A gentle breeze was blowing, you can feel it from inside. Lily called another bet and drew up the Jack of Hearts. Big Jim was no one's fool. He owned the town's only diamond mine. He made his usual entrance looking so dandy and so fine, with his bodyguards and Philbicane and every hair in place. He took whatever he wanted and he laid it all to waste, but his bodyguards and Silvercane were no match for the Jack of Hearts. Rosemary combed her hair and took a carriage into town. She slipped in through the side door looking like a queen without a crown. She fluttered her false eyelashes and whispered in his ear, "Sorry, darling, that I'm late," but he didn't seem to hear. He was staring into space over at the Jack of Hearts. "I know I've seen that face somewhere," Big Jim was thinking to himself. "Maybe down in Mexico or a picture up on somebody's shelf." But then the crowd began to stamp their feet and the house lights did dim. And in darkness of the room there was only Jim and him, staring at the butterfly who just drew the Jack of Hearts. Lily was a princess. She was fair-skinned and precious as a child. She did whatever she had to do. She had that certain flash every time she smiled. She had come away from a broken home, had lots of strange affairs with men in every walk of life, which took her everywhere. But she'd never met anyone quite like the Jack of Hearts. The hanging judge came in unnoticed and was being wined and dined. The drilling in the wall kept up, but no one seemed to pay it any mind. It was known all around that Lily had Jim's ring, and nothing would ever come between Lily and the king. No, nothing ever would, except maybe the Jack of Hearts. Okay, that was my version, which was a distorted
You're leaving us in suspense until the second round.
I was singing it with the melody, but I was singing most of the time when the record was on, and I was able to sing along with it. But now I completely forgot it. Okay, so I'll continue with the proper melody or without, as the case may be later.
Okay. It's good that people think about the time. I had one of the shows I once did. This was a live performance for an open mic. We limited each performer to 3 songs. So this guy got up, and he wasn't good at all. And the 3 songs he had was what's the song by the very long song by my memory is going Arlo.
Arlo Guthrie.
Yeah, what's his very long song that has
Alice's Restaurant.
Alice's Restaurant. And this other one was by The Old Man in the Sea, and the other one was Taxi by Harry Chapin. And they were glad when he got off the stage. Okay, George, are you ready for us?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
We're ready for you, George. So take it away.
Okay. Had to make sure that I was unmuted. Thank you, Saul. This is a version of The Fox and the Goose that was recorded by Jimmy Rogers in 1959. The younger Jimmy Rogers, of course, who did Kisses Sweeter Than Wine and Honeycomb and things like that. I'm going to play it and see if you know it. Play along. Well, the fox went out upon a windy night, prayed to the moon for to give him light. He had many long miles to go that night before he'd reach the town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. He had many long miles to go that night before he reached that town. Oh. Well, the fox, he came to a great big pen where the ducks and the geese were kept therein. He said, one of you's gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh, one of you's gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh. Well, he grabbed a gray goose by the neck, throwed a duck up across his back, and he did not mind the quack, 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 and the legs all a-dangling down, oh, down, oh, down, oh. He did not mind the quack, 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 and the legs all a-dangling down, oh. Well, old Mother Flipper Flopper jumped out of bed, threw back the shutter and stuck out her head. She yelled, John, 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 the gray goose is gone, and the fox runs away from the town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. John, 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 the gray goose is gone, and the fox runs away from the town, oh. Well, old John, he went up to the top of the hill. He blew his horn both loud and shrill, and the fox, he said, I better hurry up with my kill. They'll soon be on my trail, oh, trail, oh, trail, oh. Well, the fox, he said, I better hurry up with my kill, 'cause they'll soon be on my trail, oh. Well, the fox, he came to his cozy den. There sat the little ones, 8, 9, 10, saying, pop, 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 you better go back again, 'cause it must be a mighty fine town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. Pop, 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 you better go back again, 'cause it must be a mighty fine town, oh. Well, the fox and his wife, without any strife, cut up a goose with a fork and knife, and they never, never had such a feast in their lives, and the little ones chewed on the bone, oh, bone, oh, bone, oh. They never, never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on a bone, oh.
Great.
Okay. As I had mentioned before, when we were all talking, that we're the only program that has 3 former national champion auto harp people. We have George, Ivan, and Drew. Okay, Ivan is next. On mute.
Yep, how you doing today? I'm gonna do a traditional song called Rollin' Home. Up aloft, amid the rigging, swiftly blows a favoring gale, strong as spring, time in its blossom, filling out each bending sail, and the waves we leave behind us seem to murmur as they rise. We have tarried here to bear you to the land you dearly prize. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. Takes all hands to man the capstan, Mr. Sea, your cable's clear. You'll be sailing homeward bound, sir, for the channel you will steer. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. See your sheets and crew lines racer, all your bunt lines overhauled. Are the sheer poles and gear already? Soon for New England we will steer. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. 10,000 miles behind us, and 1,000 miles before. Ancient ocean waves to waft us to the well-remembered shore. Newborn breezes swell to send us to our child of welcome skies, to the glow of friendly faces and the glance of loving eyes. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee, rolling home, dear land to thee.
Oh, Ivan.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Okay, and now we have the third of our Auto House champions, Drew Smith.
Okay, Auto Hearts, 1, 2, 3. Well, we have a regular British contingent on the screen today, and I'm going to do one, I'm sure, was emanated from England by the Watersons. And all the little chickens in the garden. When I first come down to Yorkshire so many years ago, I met with a little Yorkshire girl, and I'll have you all to know that she was so blithe and buxom, so beautiful and gay. Now listen whilst I'll tell you what her daddy used to say. Oh, treat me daughter decent, don't do her any harm, and when I die I'll leave you both my tidy little farm. Me pigs, me goat, me sheep, me goat, and stocks and field and barn, and all the little chickens in the garden. And when first I went to court the girl, well, she was so awful shy. She never said a bloomin' word while other folks stood by. But as soon as we were on our own, she made me name the day. Now listen whilst I'll tell you what her daddy used to say. Oh, treat me daughter decent, don't do her any harm, and when I die I'll leave you both me tidy little farm. Me cow, me pigs, me sheep, me goat, me stocks, me field and barn, and all the little chickens in the garden. And so I wed my Yorkshire girl, so pleasing to me mind. I always did prove true to her, and she's proved true in kind. We had 3 bairns, they're growed up now, with a grand bairn on the way. Now listen, when I look into their eyes, I can hear her daddy say, treat me daughter decent, don't do her any harm, and when I die I'll leave you both me tidy little farm. Me ducks, me cow, me pig, me sheep, my stock and fields and barn, and all the little chickens in the garden.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you so much. Okay, and now we go from New Jersey out to Arizona. Bob Winkler.
You're muted. Bob, you're muted.
You're muted, Bob. Unmute.
I'm unmuted now. And Murray, we need you to mute now.
Okay.
Speaking of muting, thank you, darling. Okay. Anyway, I'm kind of on this John Prine thing. So I have quite a few of his songs in my booklet here. And this one is Clay Pigeons. By the way, I've been upgrading my equipment here, getting ready for the release of FS 24 coming out next month. It's going to be an interesting November, I guess. All of our calendars are marked for before and after the 6th, I guess. You know, what are we doing on the 6th? I guess what are we doing on the 7th is more important. Anyway, I don't know what your plans are, but I have a bottle of something to open. Either way. So I have my notes here. This is my big note. I don't know if you can see that. So this is Clay Pigeons, anyway. Going down to the Greyhound station, gonna take you to ride. Gonna find that lady with 2 or 3 kids, sit down by her side. Ride till the sun comes up about 2 or 3 times. Smoking cigarettes in the last seat, sing a song to the people I meet, get along with it all. Where the people say y'all, sing a song with a friend, change the shape that I'm in and get back in the game. Start playing again. Like to stay, but I might have to go and start over again. Might go back to Texas, might go somewhere that I've never been. Get up in the morning, go out at night, won't have to go home. Get used to being alone, change the words to the song, start singing again. Tired of running around looking for answers to questions I already know. I could build me a castle of memories just to have somewhere to go. Count the days and the nights it takes to get back in the saddle again. Feed the pigeons some clay, turn the night to day, start talking again when I know what to say. Going down to the Greyhound station, gonna buy a ticket to ride. Gonna find that lady with 2 or 3 kids and sit down by her side. Ride till the sun comes up and down, round about 2 or 3 times. Smoking cigarettes in the last seat, sing a song to the people I meet, get along with it all. Where the people say y'all, feed the pigeons some play, turn the 9 today and start talking again. We're the people to say. Clay pitches, John Prine.
Thank you, thank you.
Bob.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and now our next two contestants will not be singing today, but Teresa's tied for the shanty and Mike has technical problems, so we go straight now to Bob and Susan.
Hello, we knew that. We always follow Bob Winkler, no matter what. Anyhow, somebody mentioned waking up with a song in their head, and I woke up with this one yesterday, so I'm going to share my earworm with you. I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dub myself with glue, stick some stamps on the top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you. I'm gonna tie me up in a little blue string, I'm gonna tie blue ribbons too. Climb up into my mailbox, I'm gonna mail myself to you. Now when you find me in your mailbox, cut the strings and let me out. Help me out of my wrapping paper, stick some bubble gum in my mouth. Wipe the glue from off of my fingers, wrap the stamps from off of my head. Fill me full of some ice cream sodas, pop me into a nice warm bed. I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dub myself with glue, stick some stamps on the top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you. Aren't you lucky?
That's wonderful.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to do this song, but the last 3 Fridays I've been singing at a assisted living day program up in West Palm Beach, which is about half an hour or so from here. And I have to get on 95 highway to get there, and the exit that I get off, there's usually 1 or 2 people panhandling there, homeless people. And there is a homeless shelter not too far from the exit. So quite a few years ago when I first got down here and I noticed all the panhandlers here, I wrote this song. Called Exit 63. The actual exit is actually 74, but that didn't sound so good and for the song as far as I could tell. Anyway, both my songs I'm going to be capoed up on the 5th fret today. At the end of the exit, as I got off 95, was a man with a dirty face and sallow sunken eyes. He said, I have no money, no job or place to stay, and a quarter or a dollar, please, will help me out today. If I give him a dollar and I put it in his hand, will it help to buy him supper, or will he wind up drunk again? I wonder what his story is that got him to this place, why that look of sorrow is etched upon his face. Well, he stumbled to my window and I wondered what to do. Does it help to give him money, or should I let him slide on through? Don't know why he's not working or how he ended here. I don't know if there's hope for him on exit 63. And if I give him a dollar and I put it in his hand, will it help to buy him supper, or will he wind up drunk again? And I wonder what his story is that got him to this place. Why that look of sorrow is etched upon his face. Oh, where are the people that used to love this man? Is he sadly missed in someone's heart? Will he find himself again? Why are some forgotten while others like me saved? Is it fate of some of us or choices that he made? If I give him $1 and I put it in his hand, will it wind up his supper or will he wind up drunk again? And I wonder what his story is that got him to this place, and why that look of sorrow is etched upon his face. At the end of the exit, as I got off 95, was a man with a dirty face and sallow sunken eyes.
Thank you, Bob.
Always like that song.
Yeah. By the way, Bob, are you entering the singer-songwriter contest to South Florida again this year?
No, at 80, I'm stopping, and I'll just listen to other people. Thanks.
Well, they got me as a judge again this year. So I got all these things I got to fill out.
So Bob would have an in, right?
Yes. Okay, now our next contestant is a member of the Broward Folk Club, Steve Einbender.
Here's a Dave Clark 5 song. It's right to say I care about you. Try to make you happy when you're blue. It's right to feel the way I do. Because I love you. It's wrong to say I don't think of you. 'Cause when you say these things, you know it makes me blue. Give me one kiss and I'll be happy. Just to be with you. Give me a chance to be near. Because I love you. Give me one kiss and I'll be happy. Just to be with you. Give me a chance to be near. Because I love you. Because I love you. That's it.
Thank you. Now you're up to the Ocala National Forest, the Swamp Fox. Lonnie!
Like Ray and Anna have gotten themselves on the wrong sides of each other for some reason today. But I know that Anna's way more hip than she used to be. So I've got a song here that I like whales. I like whales except for the fact that they seem to have nothing to do with vowels or anything like that. and the language is completely unpronounceable. But no, what I meant is I like cetaceans. And I've got a song here I made up about a northern whale. And you have to make up your own songs if you're trying to get a YouTube channel going. So that's what I'm trying to do. And here's a song about the northern whale.
He preaches and he blows, and the deep is the only one who knows where the humpback sings and the barnacle clings to the belly and back and brow. He whistles and he dives in the Arctic wasteland, where's the lives of the Greenland, born by the narwhal's horn and cry of an ocean fowl. So there he blows with his head high nose and slaps the sea with his tail. And you can't rebuke the strength of a fluke or the sight of a northern whale. He undulates and pines, and the whalers guess where the great one dies, for he dares to dance where he faced the lance his fathers fell before. He rises and he turns, and the cannibal cries when he returns, for the gray one grows beneath her nose on a one-time bloody shore. So there he blows with his head high nose and slaps the sea with his tail. And you can't rebuke the strength of a fluke or the sight of a northern whale. He'll circle and he'll rise, and he'll mark the harbor with his eyes, and he'll take his fill of the schools of frill before the rusted gun. He'll surface and he'll spout, raise up a chorus if you'll shout, for his soul belongs with the ocean songs and his paw with the midnight sun. So there he blows with his head high nose and slaps the sea with his tail. And you can't rebuke the strength of a fluke or the sight of a northern whale.
Northern whale.
Excellent.
It's a great song. Great song.
I like that. Okay, now over to England and Kathleen.
Right. It's nice to hear a song about a whale where they're not killing them. I'm gonna try and do a ghost song. I'm gonna try and turn the light out just to make it a bit spooky. This is it's a song called The Haunted Single End, and a single end is a Scottish song. Single end was like a tenement flats. It was in Glasgow, apparently. That's what my mother-in-law told me, that she was Scottish. And it was, I know it by Robin Hall and Jimmy McGregor, but I can't find their version, so I've had to copy somebody else's. And this was in aid of Halloween, really. That's why I decided to do it. Now a dead man seldom walks, and he very rarely talks. And it's not very often you see him hanging around. But I'm a refugee from a graveyard in Dundee, come to do some hunting in Glasgow town. Ooh, come to do some hunting in Glasgow town. Now the reason I arose was to get myself some clothes, 'cause it really gets heck of a cold beneath the ground. But I whispered to myself, look, I think I might as well hang around a while and have some fun. Ooh, hang around a while and have some fun. A man put out his light on a cold and wintry night. I shoved him one in the eyes and I slapped his head. He said, oh, and I said, ooh. He said, who the devil are you? I said, Dilly be feared, I'm just a bloke that's dead. Ooh, Dilly be feared, I'm just a bloke that's dead. Now the fellow knelt and prayed, and this is what he said. Why in the name of God did you pick on me? So I pulled away his rug and scoped him one in the lug. The reason, says I, was just to let you see. Reason was I was just to let you see. Well, he brought the police in, and I battered him one on the chin. The police turned around and he blamed my friend. They marched him into jail, and he'll be there quite a while. But I'll see nobody taxi single end. Ooh, I'll see nobody taxi single end. That's it.
Boom.
Thank you very much, Kathleen. And now we remain in England, and we go to Anna and Ray. And Anna is now the bionic woman. She has to sit on the high chair, so the hip has to heal. My wife went through it twice, so I know the whole procedure.
Right.
And Ray is sporting a new haircut. I noticed that too.
No, it's not that new.
And we really missed you guys. I mean,
we've really missed you too. It didn't line up for about a month. We were doing gigs, and then we were doing railway shows, and then we were on holiday, and then I was in hospital. But yes, I'm on the chair rather than the settee because I'm not allowed to bend my hip past a certain angle until I've had it for a bit longer. But I'm running it in, and it's
walking it in.
We're walking it in, yes, and it seems to be doing all right. But right now, and that's if you see me wiggling about, that's why also. Okay, we're going to do a Richard Shindell song for you now. Which is, it's called Wisteria, and you'll see what it's about. Let's not drive away just yet. Give me a moment more to walk through those rooms again, to walk through that door. If we turn off the radio, I've only to close my eyes for the wind in the sycamores to carry me home. The vine of my memory is blooming around those eaves, but it's true it's a chore to tame wisteria. Wisteria. I'm tempted to ring the bell. Maybe they'd ask me in, or maybe it's just as well
to let it all be. Remember the price we paid. It seemed like a lot back then. Remember the love we made, the day we moved in. The vine of my memory is blooming around those eaves, but it's true, it's a chore to tame wisteria. Wisteria. It did need some pruning back. I know that it's not my place, but how could they just cut it down and leave not a trace? Let's not drive away just yet. Give me a moment more to walk through those dreams again, to walk through that door. The vine of my memory still blooms all around those eaves, but it's true, it's a chore to tame wisteria. Wisteria.
Richard Shindell, Wisteria.
Good to hear you.
Sad song.
Beautiful, beautiful. You got one more?
Right, the next one is a song about the railways, and it's in particular, it's a song about the end of the golden age of steam, and it's from the point of view of somebody who's driven steam engines all his life, and he sees the diesels in the future, and he realises that he doesn't really want to do it anymore because he loves the steam engines, and he's in particular saying goodbye to one locomotive, which the one we had in mind, if anybody cares, is a Britannia class called Robert Burns, but that's probably one anorak too far, isn't it? It has a chorus: fare thee well, my long lost friend, fare thee well, my old best friend, fare thee well, worked you hard till the end, there'll never be one like you again, that's how I remember you. Here we go.
Times we spent together working, you and I, times of heartache, fun and days gone by, coal and steam and cinders catching in your eye, that's how I remember you. It's 4 a.m. frosty morn. Fire the boilers, and it's time to be gone. Takes a while before the pressure's good and strong. That's how I remember you. Fare thee well, my old best friend. Fare thee well, worked your hard till the end. There'll never be one like you again. That's how I remember you. We carried the workers to the shipyards and the docks, and all of the tourists in their shorts and party frocks. Watch the scenery, but keep one eye on the clock. That's how I remember you. And now they've got diesels which are ready right away, but they don't fire the engine of my heart in the same way. Let the others take them on, we've had our day. That's how I remember you. Fare thee well, my old best friend. Fare thee well, worked your hard till the end. There'll never be one like you again. That's how I remember you. Fare thee well, my old best friend. Fare thee well, worked your hard till the end. There'll never be one like you again. That's how I remember you.
What a great song.
I don't think I remember to say the name of that. It's called Last Day of Summer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
By the way, they have a beautiful CD. If anybody wants it, we'll be glad to sell it.
We've got lots.
Boxes and boxes of them.
I really enjoy it so much. I listen to it all the time.
Oh, so pleased. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, all the original songs on there. Okay, Debbie and Ron, are you ready? Unmute.
All right.
All right, we'll try to.
Trying to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, this one.
All right,
here.
so we got a couple of ones, ghost songs for Halloween here. One, well, we should make sure. Well, sorry we were late, so we missed Pat and Harvey. What did you guys sing? We often sing the same stuff, so I want to not do what you did.
New song.
Yeah, guaranteed you didn't know her song.
Right.
Nobody heard it before today.
But he
we heard the tail end of it. But, yeah, okay.
And I did a Jackson Brown tune.
All right. So,
Hey, wait a minute! I was going to do that one.
No. All right, no.
Too late.
But
and if
we
you
have a
wanna
lot
hear
of the
me
same
do it,
stuff.
You'll just have to listen to the video.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right, wait a minute. So what key is this in? I think it's C minor.
All right, here's one from my childhood.
Well.
And I haven't sang it since I was maybe 4 or 5 years old.
What are you
when
talking
I first
about?
heard it.
Johnny Cash did it in 1979, which was...
Well, I was just a kid.
Okay.
Look, it was written in 1949. 1948.
in 1948, but
So
like we
we're-
didn't hear it then. I was an infant then. All right.
Oh, that's what? Cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. On a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw, plowing through the ragged skies and up a cloudy draw. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-yay. Ghost riders in the sky. Their brands were still on fire and their hoofs were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky. For he saw the riders coming hard and heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-yay. Ghost riders in the sky. Their faces gaunt, their eyes are blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat. He's riding hard to catch that herd, but he ain't caught 'em yet. Cause they've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky. On horses snorting fire as they ride on, hear them cry. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-yay. Ghost riders in the sky. As the riders loped on by him, he heard one call out his name. If you wanna save your soul from hell, riding on our range, then cowboy, change your ways today, or with us you will ride. Try to catch the devil's herd across these endless skies. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-yay. Ghost riders in the sky. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-yay. Ghost riders in the
Great. Ron, you're going to have to get a bullwhip, make it more authentic.
I am, because I just decided I'm not going to mend my ways. That doesn't sound like such a bad way to go. I wouldn't mind riding this guy. Yeah! It's better than riding around in this traffic, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I forgot the name of the guy who wrote that song. He later
Stan
became-
somebody. Wait a minute. I have
What?
it. Stanley Jones in
No, I don't.
1948.
Stanley Jones, yeah. He became a member of the Sons of the Pioneers, I think.
You're Roy Rogers you're thinking of.
No.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I got it. Okay. All right.
I'm looking
Okay.
for that lost brain cell. You know, I really relate to that song, Bob, that you wrote, Bob Gelb, about Exit 63. Although, I mean, from my experience, it really doesn't matter what exit, because they're all that way. Our experience is that every exit we've ever tried to get on or off has got these poor folks standing there, and it brings to mind a song that we got to get to before Harvey does it. It's called "There But for Fortune," and you mentioned in your song like why I was spared and not these folks. And like that's how I feel every time I see these folks. Really, "There But for Fortune" is Anyway, thank you for that. That was really that's really a fun
Get out
song.
that mandolin and let's do it.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. Something went out of tune here. One of my strings moved. Okay.
Well, that's what happens when you whack me over the head with the...
Uh-oh. Awful.
This is what has me convinced that the world is flat.
Because the guitar is flat?
Guitar is always flat.
I don't know, comes and goes. It's in tune 1 minute and out the next. Probably more than past time for new strings. As a life, the ghost of Anne Boleyn walks, they declare. For Anne Boleyn was once King Henry's wife, until he made the headsman bob her hair. And yes, he did a wrong so long years ago. And she comes up at night to tell him so. Oh, with her head tucked underneath her arm, she walks the bloody tower. With her head tucked underneath her arm at the midnight hour. She comes to hunt King Henry, she means giving him what for. Gadzooks, she's gonna tell him off for having split her gore. And just in case the headman wants to give her an encore, she has her head tucked underneath her arm. With her head tucked underneath her arm, she walks the bloody tower. With her head tucked underneath her arm at the midnight hour. Along the drafty corridors for miles and miles she goes. She often catches cold, poor thing, it's cold there when it blows. And it's awfully awkward for the queen to have to blow her nose. With her head tucked underneath her arm. With her head tucked underneath her arm, she walks the bloody tower. With her head tucked underneath her arms at the midnight hour. Sometimes gay King Henry gives a spread for all his gals and pals, a ghostly crew. And the headsman carves the joint and cuts the bread. Then in comes Anne Boleyn to spoil the dew. She holds her head up with a wild war whoop, and Henry cries, don't drop it in the soup. With her head tucked underneath her arms, she walks bloody tower, with her head tucked underneath her arm by the midnight hour. The sentries think that it's a football that she carries in, and when they've had a few they shout, is Arsenal gonna win? They think it's Alec James instead of poor old Anne Boleyn, with her head tucked underneath her arm, with her head tucked underneath her arm. She walks the bloody tower, with her head tucked underneath her arms at the midnight hour. One night she courted King Henry, he was in the canteen bar. Said he, are you Jane Seymour, Anne Boleyn or Catherine Parr? For how the sweet Saint Ferian do I know who you are? Oh, with your head tucked underneath your arm, with your head tucked underneath her arm, she walks the bloody tower, with her head tucked underneath her arm at the midnight hour, with her head tucked underneath her arm. She walks the bloody tower, with her head tucked underneath her arms at the midnight hour.
Excellent job.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you,
We
Debbie.
did that at a folk club in Scotland, and somebody actually was anarchy enough to come up to me afterwards and say, "You changed the words in that last verse. It's not Crystal Palace, it's Arsenal."
Yeah.
But we can't sing Arsenal, not in this house.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great. Okay, and now we go up to the town of Wappingers Falls, New York. Doreen.
Hi. Okay, so we're going to the Salem witch trials, and there was a woman by the name of Susanna Martin, and she owned property, which was unusual. And if you could accuse someone of being a witch, like the neighbors did, then the whole community gets to share in the proceeds of the sale of the property if that person is no longer in existence. So Susanna Martin was brought to trial on a whole bunch of silly arguments, and well, anyway, you'll see. Susanna Martin was a witch who dwelt in Amesbury. With brilliant eye and salty tongue she worked her sorcery. And when into the judge's court the sheriff brought her hither, the lilacs drooped as she passed by, and then were seen to wither. She was a witch, though trim and neat, and with comely head held high. It did not seem that one as she with Satan so would vie. And when in court the afflicted ones proclaimed her evil ways, she laughed aloud and boldly then met Cotton Mather's gaze. Who hath bewitched these maid? He asked, and strong was her reply. If thou be dealing in black arts, ye know as well as I. And then the stricken ones made moan as she approached near. They saw her shape upon the beam, so none could doubt 'twas there. The neighbors round swore to the truth of her satanic powers, how she could fly o'er land and stream and come dry shod through showers. At night 'twas said she had appeared a cat of fearsome mien. Avoid that she-devil, they had cried, to keep their spirits clean. The spectral evidence was weighed, and stern the parson spoke. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, 'tis written in the book. Susanna Martin, so accused, spoke with flaming eye. I scorn these things, for they are naught but filthy gossip's lies. Now those bewitched, they cried out loud, and loud their voice did ring. They saw a bird above her head, an evil yellow thing. And so beneath a summer sky, Susanna Martin died. But still in scorn she faced the rope, her comely head held high.
Great songs.
Thank you for the song and the occasion. Okay, now I guess it's my turn. So I'd like everybody to please mute, okay? So I at least sound halfway decent. I went through a lot of holidays. My voice isn't what it should be anymore. Okay, if you know the history of folk music, it was very hard to really, unless you were one of the big stars, to get recorded. So there was a family called the Payton family up in the northeastern part of Connecticut. They opened up their own studios and had brought in a lot of beautiful artists, to come in and sing. They actually sang along with them, and it was actually like a non-profit organization, the Payton family, and they founded this label called Folk Legacy. And if you couldn't record anywhere else, Folk Legacy would welcome you with open arms. And some real good artists like Gordon Bach was on there. Ed Trickett, who was our member who passed away, unfortunately, 2 years ago, he was there. And Ed introduced me to this woman who was really a great folk singer-songwriter by the name of Sally Rogers. And Sally Rogers, she lived all the way up in the northeast of Pomfret, Connecticut, which is close to the Massachusetts border. If you had to drive there from New York, you would be like almost 2/3 of the way to Boston already, when you got up to that area. And she founded a coffee house, which is around to this day, called Vanilla Bean. And she's still active, though. She's a year older than me. She's 83, and she's still singing and composing songs. She had a goal, in fact, during COVID. She wrote a song every day during COVID. And this song she wrote in 1982 about her grandmother, whose name was Agnes. And her grandmother, Agnes, she went to college, and she graduated as an engineer, actually. She held a degree. And then all of a sudden, she meets this, she lived in Michigan. All of a sudden, she meets this man who she was from Wisconsin, but the song takes place in Michigan. This man, he was a farmer, who says, you want to come with me? You want to be a farmer's wife? She falls in love with him. And after all the years of college, she ends up, working on a farm, being a farmer's wife. And so she wrote a song about her grandmother, and this was in 1982. Agnes at that time was 92 years old. And she wrote this beautiful song about her, about her mother's transition from a college student in Wisconsin to Michigan. And here's how it goes. Oh, lovely Agnes, won't you go with me? I'm a little too high. Lovely Agnes, won't you go with me? We'll be married in style, and we'll cross Lake Michigan. So blue and so wide, we'll cross over Lake Michigan till we come to the shore, and our orchards will blossom for our babies as they're born. Oh yes, love, I will go with you, leave Wisconsin behind, though my parents think little of my life on a farm, for to leave the gay city life and be buried on a farm, but I'll watch the orchards bloom in spring. Spend the winter in your arms. 3 children she gave to him, Curtis, Annie, and Dee, and their 4th little Gussie came 10 years after these, and she raised them with a loving hand and with firmness of mind, and she raised them through the troubled times, acting strong-willed and kind. Now the years have gone past like the fruit on the trees, and your children have children with babes on their knees, and they all join in the summertime by the crystal lake shore to greet lovely Agnes, now 12 years and fourscore. Oh, Agnes, won't you go with me? We'll be married in style, and we'll cross Lake Michigan, so blue and so wide. We'll cross over Lake Michigan till we come to the shore, and our orchards will blossom for our babies as they're born. Sally Rogers. Really, you should sing the chorus after each verse, but my voice wouldn't take us, so I shortened it a little. Okay, so now we start from the beginning again. Pat, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so are we. Everybody else, please mute.
What? My brother's wife.
Right. The intro.
The intro. Right.
I'm going to go through it
Right.
twice.
But I'm going to announce it first.
Okay.
Okay, so
Announce it.
this second song that I have written was for my sister-in-law. Her 80th birthday is a week from tomorrow. And my brother passed away 2 years ago. So it's called My Brother's Wife, Nancy. Nancy's story, a love so new, started young when they were just kids too. Through the years, their love only grew. Nancy and Gary, a bond so true. Nancy, the sister I never had, strong and loving, created a family, grateful for life, for all to see. Nancy's love has always been important to me. Memories of days gone by, brother's love reaching the sky, Nancy by his side, never saying goodbye. Their love story never to die. Nancy, the sister I never had, strong and loving, created a family, grateful for life, for all to see. Nancy's love has always been important to me. 2 kids, 10 grandkids, and great-grandkids too. Nancy's heart always shining through. 80 years of love so true. Nancy, we celebrate you. Nancy, the sister I never had, strong and loving, created a family, grateful for life for all to see. Nancy's love has always been important to me. I'm grateful, Nancy, you came into my life.
That was beautiful, beautiful, Pat. From the
Yeah,
heart.
well, I'm sending it to her on her birthday. So it's being taped now, and I'll be able to get the link and then text it to her right on her birthday.
I'm sure she will enjoy it.
I have nothing to do with this. All right, so it's almost November, and a lot of people consider this just to be autumn. I mean, the leaves are turning and everything's pretty and stuff. But I used to live in northern New York, and when I say northern New York, I'm not talking about between New York City and Albany. I'm talking about 20 miles from the Canadian border. And the weather's a little different up there at the beginning of November. And Joni Mitchell wrote a song about it because she's from Canada. It's called Urge for Going. I awoke today and found the frost perched on the town. Hovered in a frozen sky, then it gobbled summer down. When the sun turns traitor cold, all the trees are shivering in a naked row. I get the urge for going, but I never seem to go. Yes, I get the urge for going when the meadow grass is turning brown, summertime is falling down, winter closing in. I had a girl in summertime with summer colored skin. Not another guy in town my darling's heart could win. When the leaves fell on the ground, bully winds came around and pushed them face down in the snow. She got the urge for going, but she had to let it go. Yeah, she got the urge for going. The meadow grass is turning brown. Summertime was falling down. Winter closing in. Now the warriors of winter, they gave a cold triumphant shout. All that stays is dying, all that lives is getting out. See the geese in chevron flight, flapping and racing on before the snow. They got the urge for going, they got the wings to go. Yes, they got the urge for going. The meadow grass is turning brown. Summertime is falling down. Winter's closing in. I'll ply the fire with kindling now. Pull the blankets to my chin. Lock the vagrant winter out. Now bolt my wanderings in. Let the call back summertime. Have her stay for just another month or so. But the years are going, so I guess she'll have to go. Yes, she gets the years for going. Meadow grass is turning round. Summertime is falling down. Winter's closing in. And I get the urge for going when the meadow grass is turning round. Summertime is falling down.
Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Harvey and Pat. And now Maury will resume the Bob Dylan broadcast.
Okay, I won't sing it this time. I'll recite it like a poem. 'Cause, that's better than trying to make up my own song for it. Okay, so I sang through eight stanzas. Now I'm going to pick up where I left off. That's on stanza number 9. Okay, and it's about that cabaret where they have dancing and card playing. Okay. Rosemary started drinking hard and seeing her reflection in the knife. She was tired of the attention, tired of playing the role of Big Jim's wife. She had done a lot of bad things, even once tried suicide, was looking to do just one good deed before she died. She was gazing to the future, riding on the Jack of Hearts. Lily took her dress off, buried it away. Has your luck run out? She laughed at him. Well, I guess you must have known it would someday. Be careful not to touch the wall. There's a brand new coat of paint. I'm glad to see you're still alive. You're looking like a saint. Down the hallway, footsteps were coming for the Jack of Hearts. The backstage manager was pacing all around by his chair. There's something funny going on, he said. I can just feel it in the air. He went to get the hanging judge, but the hanging judge was drunk. As the leading actor hurried by in the costume of a monk, there was no actor anywhere better than the Jack of Hearts. No one knew the circumstance, but they say that it happened pretty quick. The door to the dressing room burst open, and a Colt revolver clicked. And Big Jim was standing there. You couldn't say surprised. Rosemary right beside him, steady in her eyes. She was with Big Jim, but she was leaning to the Jack of Hearts. 2 doors down, the boys finally made it through the wall and cleaned out the bank safe. It said that they got off with quite a haul. In the darkness by the riverbed, they waited on the ground for one more member who had business back in town. But they couldn't go no further without the Jack of Hearts. The next day was the hanging day. The sky was overcast and black. Big Jim lay covered up, killed by a penknife in the back. And Rosemary on the gallows. She didn't even blink. The hanging judge was sober. He hadn't had a drink. The only person on the scene missing was the Jack of Hearts. The cabaret was quiet now. A sign said closed for repair. Lily had already taken all of the dye out of her hair. She was thinking about her father, who she very rarely saw, thinking about Rosemary and thinking about the law. But most of all, she was thinking about the Jack of Hearts. The end. Okay, one day I will get the melody to this song because it sounds much better with the melody.
Thank you. Thank you, Murray. Now we go to George in Alabama.
Thank you, Saul. Well, Halloween is probably my favorite of all the regular holidays. So I'm going to do one Halloween song. I wasn't going to do this, but other people are doing them. So this song is called "Has Anybody Seen My Ghoul?" 5'2", solid blue, full of pep and witch's brew. Has anybody seen my ghoul? She's undead, so keep your head. Avoid her if she hasn't fed. Has anybody seen my ghoul? Now if you run into a 5'2", covered with fur, trimmed in bangs, 5-inch fangs, call me 'cause you just found her. I can't speak, leaves me weak every time she starts to shriek. Has anybody seen my ghoul? 5'2", eyes of blue, looks like something from a zoo. Has anybody seen my ghoul? Turned up nose, big as a hose, 13 feet minus 13 toes. Has anybody seen my ghoul? Now if you run into a mountain of blue, patched up with wire, long green hair, a beady stare, you have found my lost vampire. She can drain without much pain, drain a quart with little strain. Has anybody fed my ghoul? 9'9", eyes that shine, she's my little Frankenstein. Has anybody seen my ghoul? A sunken eye, fangs that fly, shakes the night with a ghoulish cry. Has anybody heard my ghoul? Now if you find a 9'9", covered in hair, grab a stick, beat her quick. Do it now 'cause I don't care. Nose that glows, tail that shows, she's got scales on all her toes. Has anybody seen my ghoul? Dripping goo, she says boo, with lips a lovely shade of blue. Has anybody seen my ghoul? Striking fear where'er she goes, zombie, yes sir, bottle nose. Has anybody seen my ghoul? If you should spy that mile high that fills you with dread, don't be slow, get out Joe, she's one of the walking dead. In the sun or in the rain, she just wants to eat your brain. Has anybody seen my ghoul? 3 legs left, 4 legs right, she can run with all her might. Has anybody seen my ghoul? If she chases you, don't chase back, while on her guard she will attack. Has anybody seen my ghoul? If you've seen a beauty queen all wrapped up in fur, still alive and all that jive, bet your life it isn't her. Have you guessed that little pest is better than all of the rest? Has anybody seen my ghoul? Well, have you?
Great.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Thank you, George. That was great. Ivan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're ready for you.
This is a song written by A.P. Carter, and it's called Will You Miss Me When I'm Gone?
when death shall close these eyelids, and this heart shall cease to beat, and they lay me down to rest in some flowery bound retreat. Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me when I'm gone? When these lips shall never more press a kiss upon your brow, but lie cold and still in death, would you love me then as now? Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me when I'm gone? Perhaps you'll plant a flower on my poor unworthy grave. Come and sit along beside me as the roses nod and wave. Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me when I'm gone? One sweet thought my soul shall cherish when this fleeting life has flown. This sweet thought will cheer when dying. Will you miss me when I'm gone? Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me when I'm gone? Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. Good rendition. Our family song, beautiful. Okay, and now we go to Drew.
Okay. This song is also about a guy that's missing his sweetie. Was originally performed in 1947 by Roy Acuff, and it helped put Willie Nelson back on the charts again when he sang this one. It's called Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. In the twilight will I see her, blue eyes crying in the rain. As we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember, only memories remain. Through the ages I'll remember blue eyes crying in the rain. Now my hair has turned to silver. All my life I've loved in vain. I can see her star in heaven, blue eyes crying in the rain. Someday when we meet up yonder, we'll stroll hand in hand again. And in a land that knows no parting, no blue eyes crying in the rain. No blue eyes crying in the rain. No blue eyes crying in the rain. Blue eyes crying in the rain.
Stu, did you have that birthday yet?
Yeah, I had a birthday on Friday the 25th. 96 years old now.
96 years old.
96, great.
Thank you.
Wow.
And they say with the Jewish blessing till 120, they say. That's a famous Jewish blessing. Adnei of Esrim, till 120. Okay, and now we go to Arizona. And Bob Winkler.
Okay. Getting into some nice fall weather. We're under 100 degrees finally. Next week we're going to be in the 70s with lows in the 40s. Be nice. Finally. I'm going to do a song here that I think, look at my notes here. Woody Guthrie wrote, Deportee, Plane Wreck at Los Gatos. Anyway, this is written back in, I think it was 48, and kind of a protest song about a plane crash. Anyway, I'm going to do this in D flat. Deportada, Spanish, deportado. The crops are all in and the peaches are rotting. Let's adjust it a little bit. Oranges piled in their creosote. Get this started again. The crops are all in and the peaches are rotting. The oranges piled in their creosote dumb. You're flying them back in the Mexican border to pay all their money to way back again. Bye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus and Maria. Won't have your names when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. My father's own father, he waded that river. They took all the money he made in his life. My brothers and sisters came working the fruit trees. They rode the truck till they took down and died. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus and Maria. You won't have your names when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. Now some of us are legal and some are not wanted. Our work contract's out and we have to move on. 600 miles to the Mexican border. They chase us like outlaws, like rustlers, like thieves. We died in your hills and we died in your deserts. We died in your valleys and died in your plains. We died beneath your trees and we died in your bushes. Both sides of the river, we died just the same. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus and Maria. You won't have your names, you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. The sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. A fireball of lightning and shocked all our hills. Who are all these friends are scattered like dry leaves? The radio says they are just deportees. Is this the best way we can grow our big orchards? Is this the best way we can grow our good fruit? They fall like dry leaves to rot on my topsoil, be called by no name except deportee. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus and Maria. You won't have your names when you call the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus and Maria. You won't have your names when you ride the big airplane. And all they will call you will be deportee. And all they will call you will be deportee.
Thank you, Bob. Very powerful song. Now we go to Bob and Susan Gelbs.
Okay, well, I'm going to go first this time because I already got the capos on. And somebody else who just had a birthday, Mara Levine, and a lot of us know her. Very good folk music voice. And she's mainly up in New Jersey and New York right now, doing a lot of live stuff. She hasn't been on Zoom here for a while. But she had a song written for her by Sai Khan, and I'm going to do that song now. Got a little chorus that goes like this. When gotta get my start. Here we go. When we sing together, I hear the world anew. When you sing with me, when I sing with you, when I sing with you, my heart skips a beat. That's what you never do. Your rhythm soft and sweet, each note precisely placed, no matter what the key. And I begin to trust when you sing with me. When we sing together, I hear the world anew. When you sing with me, when I sing with you, when you sing with me, each note is fine and round. I lose all sense of time, lost within the sound. Our rhythms circle close, my truest voice breaks through, and I am most alive when I sing with you. When we sing together, I hear the world anew. When you sing with me, when I sing with you, when I sing with you, when we harmonize, disappointment disappears, the half-truths and the lies, the hard times fall away, my deepest heart goes free, and I am most myself when you sing with me. When we sing together, I hear the world anew. When you sing with me, when I sing with you, when you sing with me, moon and sun align, each star is a note, and I sing in perfect time. My rhythm never breaks, my harmony runs true, and I am most at peace when I sing with you. When we sing together, I hear the world anew. When you sing with me, when I sing with you. When we sing together, I hear the world anew. When you sing with me, when I sing with you.
Thank you, Bob.
Switch gears a little bit here. Sue and I are going to do a little Gordon Lightfoot, hopefully here. My music stand doesn't fall down. We're going to do Early Morning Rain. If you want to play along, we're starting off in C. In the early morning rain, 7 said to go. But I'm stuck here on the grass where the cold winds blow. Now the liquor tasted good and the women all were fast. Well, there she goes, my friend. She's rolling down at last. Hear the mighty engines roar, see the silver wing on high. She's away and westward bound, far above the clouds she'll fly, where the morning rain don't fall, and the sun she always shines. She'll be flying over my home in about 3 hours' time. This old airport's got me down, down. Ain't no earthly good to me, 'cause I'm stuck here on the ground, cold and drunk as I can be. Can't jump a jet plane like you can a freight train, so I'd best be on my way in the early morning rain. You can't jump a jet plane, no, 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 you can't, like you can a freight train, so I'd best be on my way in the early morning rain.
Ah, beautiful.
Good job, y'all.
That was beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Okay, and now I believe Steve Einbinder, it's your turn.
Here's another Beatles song. This one's a John song. Here I stand, hand in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feel a foot small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. How can I even try? I can never win. Hearing them, seeing them in the state I'm in. How could she say to me, love will find a way? Gather round all you clowns, let me hear you say, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. Oh, oh, oh,
Bringing back those Beatles.
Thank you, Steve. By the way, talking about ghosts, You better close your shades, Bob and Susan. You're all ghosted out. You see bright lights and you can't make out your faces. Okay, better now. Thank you. Okay.
The ghosts of Bob and Susan.
Doesn't look like. Okay, and now.
Like Halloween.
Yeah, it's Ocala National Forest. Lottie.
All right. I don't know if I have actually done this here before. If I have, just go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll quit. I don't want to repeat myself here, but I've lost the list of songs that I've done. So anyway, I made this song up. It's about a fellow who is leaving Ireland because of the Troubles, and he just can't put up with it any longer, and he decides that he's going to sail off to New York and try desperately to make himself a new life. And it's called A Farewell to Erin. Like I said, if you heard it before, just raise your hand. In the emerald hills of Erin, where the shamrocks sway, a weary soul stood gazing as the sun began to fade, his heart torn by the troubles, the strife that wouldn't cease. He set his eyes on a distant shore, seeking solace and release. The old ship's timbers were creaking as she cut through the foam. His memories clung like barnacles, a weight he carried home. He whispered to the wind, farewell, sweet Erin shore, for I must seek a new beginning, where hope and promise soar. In New York's bustling harbor, he stepped onto the quay. His eyes were wide with wonder, yet his heart still far away. He found work in
but the songs of Connemara haunted him, aching here and now. As the years turned into decades, he carved a life anew. His children spoke with a Yankee tongue, their roots not quite as true. When the fiddles played a reel, or the pipes sang a lament, he closed his eyes and he heard the winds back in the old land spent. There you have it. Farewell.
Very sweet.
Oh, that's a nice song.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Beautiful arrangement. Too.
Oh, I love those blended notes. Beautiful.
That's why God made keyboards.
Hello, Faye.
What's the title, Ronnie?
I'm back.
I called it Farewell to Aaron because I don't have any more imagination than that.
Yeah, I
Very well
wouldn't have
done, Lonnie. Very well done.
I wouldn't have cared if you had played it before either.
Right.
I really try not to. I try not to repeat myself, but after 3 years, my memory isn't working so well anymore.
We all have that problem.
I guess. Right then.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lonnie. Okay, and now we go to across the Atlantic, Kathleen.
Oh. Okay, this is a song. I saw this band recently, Salthouse, a Scottish band, and they're one of my favourites. The first time I've ever seen them live, and this is one of their songs. The words is a bit of a gruesome story, but the words come from a Scandinavian book of folk songs. But Robert Buchanan, who's one of Salthouse, he wrote the music for it because there was no music, there were just words. And it's called The Sister's Revenge. One sister to the other spoke, summer comes, the summer goes. Will thou, my sister, a husband take? On the grave of my father green grass grows. Man shall never marry me. Summer comes, the summer goes. Till father's death avenged will be. On the grave of my father green grass grows. They dressed in mail from head to heel. The summer comes, the summer goes. Their white skins flap in rings of steel. The grave of my father green grass grows. Slim and tall with downcast eyes. The summer comes, the summer goes. They blush as they fasten swords to thumbs. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. Their armor in the sunshine glares. The summer comes, the summer goes. As forth they ride on jet black mares. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. Lord Ern's castle stands so great. The summer comes, the summer goes. They stalk they forth inside the gate. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. Maidens in his chamber stand. Summer comes, the summer goes. Their cheeks are white and their black eyes burn. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. Tell me, friends, have ye wives at home? The summer comes, the summer goes. No, we are gallant rolling low. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. When by Our Lady ye shall try, the summer comes, the summer goes. Two bonny maidens dwell hard by. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. Two bonny maidens would be one. The summer comes, the summer goes. Were it not for a deed already done, on the grave of my father, green grass grows. I sought their mother to lure away. The summer comes, the summer goes. After their father, and afterwards their fathers slain. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. When up they leap, those maidens fair. The summer comes, the summer goes. Their wrists all smoke with the blood of the name. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. They hacked him into pieces small. The summer comes, the summer goes. As yellow leaves in autumn fall. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. Fridays 3 their pennons play. Summer's come, summer's gone. They have cast their swords away. On the grave of my father, green grass grows. On the grave of my father, green grass grows.
And now we move on to Anna and Ray. By the way, Ray, I really love that Prince Valiant haircut that you got. I really like it. You look great with it.
We can blame Anna for that. She gave it to me.
I know. You cut the front bit. I only cut the back. It's a joint effort, that haircut. Okay, we're going to do a song by Corinne Polwart. It's about St. Paul's Cathedral in its various stages of having inspired people in different ways. It's called King of Birds.
At Ludgate Hill, on the cracked and blackened cobbles of the town, the ashes fall to rest as the tiny king of birds he flutters down to build a citadel to light glory in the dark, and from hell to breathe hope in every heart. Whoa. Ludgate Hill, through the siren screams the heavens burn again. The city holds its breath as the tiny king of birds in slumber bed arises from the dust to light glory in the dark, and through the frost to breathe hope in every heart. Whoa, whoa, is broken on the altar of his home at Ludgate Hill, where the towers of smoke and mirrors bruise the sky. The pilgrims huddle in as the tiny king of birds begins to cry. The people start to sing to light glory in the dark, to ring the bell and to breathe hope in every heart. Whoa, and for our second one, we're going to do a song by Ray's cousin, whose name is David Edgington, who's based in the Canary Islands, but writes very Englishy sounding songs. This is a little bit of a spooky one. It's called Castle. So if you imagine yourself wandering through ancient ruins as the sun is starting to go down, and maybe you see strange things and maybe not. Day on day and year on year, the things I do, the sounds I hear, remind me of a time I wish I'd known. Standing here, the visions come. Imagination starts to run and takes me back across the ages to another world. Lean on me. Lean on me. As the light shone through the leaded screen, a sound appeared to break the dream, a sound that cut the silence of my thoughts. A flash of white that moved the air, a shadow lost upon the stair, a scented room that led me to the place where she had been. Lean on me. Lean on me. And a sideways glance through a stone archway, a distant voice that called my name. Lean on me. Empty rooms and empty halls, the whispers from the fortress walls, and as I turned to go, she did appear. With her flowing hair and smiling eyes, the image took me by surprise, and suddenly I realized I'd found my journey's end. Lean on me. Lean on me. The consciousness of years came rolling by, and I can see reality is just a state of mind. And as the evening starts to fall, walk the towers, touch the walls, to understand the power of the past. Footprints on an unused track, turn the key and don't look back. The fading light begins to hide the place where I had been. Lean on me. Lean on me. As the castle rolls its shutters down, a misty shroud lies all around. Lean on me. As the castle rolls its shutters down, a misty shroud lies all around. Lean on me. Lean on me.
Arrivederci.
Love the melody.
Thanks very much. Yeah, he's good, isn't he? We wish we'd written that.
You write pretty good songs also.
Why, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Anna and Ray, and now Debbie and Ron.
All right, so as I don't know what he's playing, but he's playing a fiddle along with you, so he's a little warmed up here. Wish you could have heard it.
More like it. Here's one from Utah, Phillips.
All right. Tell me what key you're in. All right, got it.
Triangle It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. In there and blow out the light. Snake oil and herbs and your liniment too. You can do anything that a doctor can do, except find a cure for your own goddamn stew. On the midnight trail, on the walking trail, your home commands a lonesome tonight. French harp blows like a low-rolling calf. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. In there and blow out the light. Campfires out and the coffee's all gone. Boys are up and we're raising the dawn. But you're still sitting there lost in a song. On the midnight trail, on the loving trail, our old woman's a lonesome tonight. Your French harp blows like a low-calling calf. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light. Yeah, I know someday that I'll be just the same, wearing an apron instead of a name. But no one can change it and no one's to blame. The deserts of Boca, lizards and sage, it's easy to look like an old worn-out page, cracked and faded with the colors of age. On the goodnight trail, on the loving trail, our old woman's a lonesome tonight. Your French harp blows like a low-rolling calf. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light.
Oh, we likes that one.
Well, instead of explaining it beforehand, which I forgot to do, the Goodnight Loving Trail is named after two dudes whose names were Goodnight and the other guy was Loving.
Right.
The old woman is the guy who's too old to
be a
ride
wrangler.
to herd cattle anymore. So he and customarily someone like that would end up as the camp cook, and French harp is a harmonica. So there.
All right, now what do I have here? Okay, this is from another singer writer who has left us, unfortunately, Alan Bell, and this is let's see, in the key of C. And it is called Windmills. In days gone by, when the world was much younger, men harnessed the wind to work for mankind. Seamen built tall ships to sail on the oceans. Landsmen built wheels for to ride. And around and around and around went the big sails, turning the shafts of the great Spain and the lowlands of Holland, through kingdoms of England and Scotland and Wales. Windmills spray up all along the wild coastlines, ships of the land with a high cannon sails. Round and around and around with the big sails, turning the shafts of the great wooden wheels. Creaking and groaning, the millstones kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the field. The Lancashire lads worked hard with the good earth, ploughing and sowing as the seasons declare, waiting to reap of the rich golden harvest, while miller he idles his mill to repair. And around and around and around with the big sails, turning the shafts of the great wooden wheels. Creaking and groaning, the millstones kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the fields. Windmills so old would blacken by weather, windmills of stone flaring white in the sun, windmills like giants all ready for tilting, windmills that died in the gales and are gone. And around and around and around with the big sails, turning the shafts of the great wooden wheels. Creaking and groaning, the windstones kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the fields. Creaking and groaning, the millstones kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the fields.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Hey, Faye.
Hi again.
Yeah.
So good to see you.
Oh, good to see you too. We should do it more often.
Yeah.
They're going to be down here soon, so.
We'll see you in a
we'll see
few
them,
months
but-
down there in person, hopefully.
Okay,
Right, yeah.
cool.
Looking forward
January.
to it. Okay, and now we go to Wappingers Falls, New York. By the way, Doreen, do you have heat in the attic there?
Oh,
You know, I noticed you put your
That's right.
shawl on. I saw.
now I'm good. Now I'm good.
I know they don't make those houses with heat in the attic. I remember that. Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to go to Civil War times, and this is a song about Amanda Blaine.
Oh.
Have you seen Amanda Blaine in the hills of Shiloh, wandering in the morning rain, in through the hills of Shiloh? Have you seen her running down, searching through the sleeping town, in a yellowed wedding gown, through the hills of Shiloh? Have you seen her haunted eyes in the hills of Shiloh? Have you heard her mournful cries in the hills of Shiloh? Have you seen her at her door, listening for the cannon's roar? And a man who went to war from the hills of Shiloh. Have you seen her standing there in the hills of Shiloh? Window blowing through her hair in the hills of Shiloh. Listening for the sound of guns, listening for the rolling drums, and a man who never comes to the hills of Shiloh. Have you heard Amanda sing in the hills of Shiloh, whispering to her wedding ring in the hills of Shiloh? Hear her humming soft and low. Poor Amanda doesn't know 'twas ended 40 years ago in the hills of Shiloh.
Wow.
Wow.
Beautiful, Gordon, beautiful. Thank you very much. By the way, point of information, November 15th, Faye and I will be celebrating 54 years marriage.
Oh.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. Hope we can do it another 50.
It was 54. That would be good.
You were married the same year we were. My wife and I.
Well, 54 also?
Yeah.
Well, beautiful.
Us too. 54.
Right. Still going strong yet. Okay, so now it's my turn. I'm going to ask today, Anna and Ray, would you be willing to close the show for us after I'm done? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you so much. Okay, I just want to remind you all next week that we catch up with England. Because the night before we go on, they change the clock. So remember, you get an extra hour to sleep next week, but you got to make sure that you show up at 7 o'clock. I know England will be 7 o'clock. Over here will be 2 o'clock on the new time. Okay, you don't want to miss anything on the new time. So the song I'm going to do now is a Newfoundland song. And most of the Newfoundland songs are lately talking about the very poor economy. The fishing grounds have been depleted, and people have to move away to other parts of Canada. And the most likely places being that most of the people speak English there. They don't go to Quebec, they go to Ontario, and they go mostly to Toronto or Ottawa, where there's employment over there because people have to eat. But some people are very, very stubborn. They say, we're going to stay here no matter what, this is where we were born, the island is in our blood, and we're not going to move at all. And this is one of these songs. It's called Saltwater Joys. It was written by Wayne Chalk, who was, he's the head of a trio called Buddy What's the Name and the Other Fellows. Buddy What's the Name is a fictitious name, actually, for Wayne Chalk, who wrote this song. He wrote many others also. Okay. Just to wake up in the morning to the quiet of the cove, and to hear Aunt Bessie talking to herself, and to hear poor Uncle John mumbling wishes to old Mel, it made me feel like everything was fine. I was born down by the water, it's here I'm gonna stay. I've searched for all the reasons why I should go away, but I haven't got the thirst for all those modern day toys, so I'll just take my chances with those saltwater joys. Following the little brook as it trickles to the shore in the autumn when the trees are flaming red, kicking leaves that fall around me, watching sunset paint the hills. It's all I've ever needed to feel at home. This island we are cling to has been handed down with pride by folks who fought to live there, taking hardships all in stride. So I'll compliment her beauty, hold on to my goodbyes, stay and take my chances with these saltwater joys. How can I leave these mornings with the sunrise on the cove and the gulls like flies surrounding Clayton's Wharf? Platter's Island wrapped in rainbow in the evening after fog, the ocean smells are perfume to my soul. Some go where the buildings reach to meet the clouds, where warm and gentle people turn to swarm in faceless crowds. So I'll do without their riches, the glamour and the noise, and I'll stay and take my chances with those saltwater joys. Some go to where the buildings reach to meet the clouds, where warm and gentle people turn to swarm in faceless crowds. So I'll do without their riches, the glamour and the noise, and I'll stay and take my chances with those saltwater joys. That's it.
Oh, that's a lovely song.
Very interesting words. Very good.
Thank you so much. And now, Hannah and Ray,
Saltwater joys.
please take us out.
Okay, we're going to do another Corinne Polwart song. This one is called Daisy, and it's about somebody who is very open and maybe a little bit vulnerable, and the song is telling them not to be quite so open, which I always think is a bit of a shame, because I would rather like it if everybody was like that. So I always sing this song with sort of half of my mind going, no. Anyway, here we go. This is Daisy.
Hey Daisy darling, don't spread your arms so wide. Why don't you keep a little something inside? I know you think that hands were made for pulling us through, but there are people in this world who don't think like you do. Hey Daisy darling, don't give them all you can. Why don't you keep a few more cards in your hand? I know you'll only say things you believe to be true, but there are people in this world who don't think like you do. They don't think like you do, and some don't think at all. Hey Daisy darling, don't take it all as read. Why don't you ask a few more questions instead? I know you think that everyone should be paid what they're due, but there are people in this world who don't think like you do. They don't think like you do, and some don't think at all. Hey Daisy darling, don't spread your arms so wide. Why don't you keep a little something inside? I know you think that hands were made for pulling us through, but there are people in this world who don't think like you do. There are people in this world who don't think like you do.
Thanks very much. Thank you. It's been lovely to be back and catch up with everybody.
Well, lovely to have you also. So everybody remember, next week you change the clock. We'll be on the new time, but you have an extra hour to sleep. The folks in England just come the same time you did today. And hopefully Mike will fix his computer, and Tricia will have her voice ready so they can join us as well in singing. So thank you, everybody. Good night. We love you all, and we'll see you again next week.
You all come back.
Thank you, Sol.
So long,
Happy
everybody.
Halloween.
Good night.
Good to see your face, Faye.
Good to see you, Faye.
See you next
Good
week.
to see you all too. See you again, hopefully.
Yeah.
From your
Oh,
mouth
well, I
to
won't
God's
be here
ears.
next week, but I'll see you the week after.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
going away next week.
Bye.
Ah, all right.
Kathleen.
Yes, we'll see you all in person in a few months, hopefully.
Okay,
Right,
great.
yeah.
The Florida folks.
Good.